Good afternoon and welcome to Ready Set Recycle, live from Teesside University. My name is Dylan.
And I'm Alfie. On tonight's show, we have Gary Wallace from the Environment Agency joining us later to speak about the issues raised by littering and the importance of eco-friendly habits that you could start today. We also speak to the public to gather their opinions on the ongoing issue, and our off-site correspondent Alfie Bowater speaks to Abigail Dennison, a member of the Festival of Thrift, and how they have a positive impact on the environment.
Litter. Litter has been a huge issue in the North East for years now, with 58% of residents noticing more and more rubbish on the streets in 2025. That's a 51% increase from the last year. This has led to some local authorities in the region to take a zero tolerance approach, with 202 people being fined over £86,000 for littering in 2023. Anyone can be affected by this disease of nature, and we all hate it. So how can we stop it, Alfie?
Well, Dylan, we sent our reporters to answer just that. Our team was sent to check out the well-being and cleanliness in the heart of Teesside and found out how the public respond to the many cases of littering.
How bad of a problem do you reckon littering is in Teesside?
Honestly, quite bad. You just walk around, you'll just see kind of everything and everything.
Quite bad, yeah.
As a whole.
I mean, from what I've noticed from living here for the past 2 years, I think they do have a big issue because, I mean, littering is really common nowadays.
It's
Not as bad as Newcastle.
yeah. I mean, we're from Newcastle, and it's a lot better than what it is there. I mean, you guys have like recycling bins with your normal litter.
Whose responsibility do you think it is to keep the streets clean?
Everyone's. Like if you have this, you just put it in the bin.
Yeah, I think it's everyone's responsibility to clean the environment. We owe it to the environment to make it clean, and we all belong to one ecosystem, so it's my contribution to my ecosystem to make it look nice.
Everyone.
Yeah, I'd say like everyone. It doesn't matter what level you are in
I
the
mean, if you've got your own litter, you put it in a bin.
I think it's everyone's responsibility, really, like all the townspeople.
Everyone needs to keep things clean. It's not really down to any specific person.
So yeah, everyone is basically supposed to clean it, not just the government.
I believe that it's the people that are responsible.
Well, I think it's the responsibility of the person whoever drops it, really. Yeah, we have systems in place from the council to, help clear up the little litter, but I think that should be a kind of last resort, even just more of a prevention thing.
I think it's both. I think it's yourself, because you've got to throw your stuff away anyways. Like if I have a bag of crisps, I'm not just going to eat it all and chuck it on the floor. But at the same time, probably the council.
There were some very interesting views from the people at Teesside right there. I found them very agreeable.
Couldn't have said it better if I tried.
Now we go to our off-site correspondent, Alfie Bowater, who is joined by Abigail, and they'll be talking about her role in the Festival of Thrift. Over to you, Alfie.
It's Abigail Dennison, and I'm a creative producer at the Festival of Thrift. The Festival of Thrift is a leading sustainability festival based in the northeast of the UK. It celebrates sustainability and slow fashion and lots of creative outputs, which is all for the effort of sustainability. It's based across the northeast, so we had a site in Darlington, and then it moved across to Redcar for a couple of years, and then it went across to Billingham, and now it's actually going back to Redcar at Kirkleatham Museum, so it's a really great initiative for the local area. So I actually am a fashion coordinator at the Festival of Thrift, meaning that I produce the fashion show. The festival, we attract around about 50,000 visitors across the weekend, and the fashion show is one of the main attractions at the festival, and we do it across both days, the Saturday and the Sunday, so we just repeat the show. But the fashion show is basically highlighting graduate fashion designers from the local universities as well, small independent designers, people who sell on Etsy, vintage sellers from around the Newcastle area and also around Middlesbrough. And we also showcase like budding models as well from the area and people who are volunteering to showcase themselves on the catwalk, so it's really great for all involved. The festival are really great at stopping waste materials. If you look at bigger festivals across the UK, like music festivals such as, even Glastonbury, who have an initiative to stop waste, but Leeds and Reading, music festivals such as that, they leave a hell of a lot of waste for people to clean up after the festival. Whereas the Festival of Thrift have a really great initiative to stop use of single-use plastics and containers and things like that, so traders aren't actually allowed to bring those. And the festival year on year track their carbon footprint and their water consumption as well to make sure that it's always developing. They have lots of great things such as bicycle lockups and stuff like that to encourage people to bring a bike rather than their car. And the festival is free to enter, however the car park is £5 per car, which is quite a lot to attend, meaning that it puts people off bringing their car as well. So that's a really good initiative, I think.
Thanks for that, Alfie. You're a gem. Now, we have Gary Wallace from the Environment Agency. Welcome to the show.
Afternoon.
So, from your experience, Gary, what are the biggest issues in the local area with people not recycling?
Yeah, we see a lot of issues relating to litter, be it plastic bottles, fast food wrappers and the like. We see a lot of fly tipping in the area, your fridges, sofas, mattresses, that sort of thing. Fundamentally though, we have a problem that we just don't recycle enough, from the home, from the workplace and the like. Our landfill sites in the region are still very, very busy and they're still full of plastic when you go on them, which is disappointing because we know we can recycle much better now.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you hope to achieve in the end goal with all this work with recycling?
Yeah, I think as a country, from top to bottom, we need to recycle better. We need to be more comparable with our counterparts in Europe, who have similar economies. The government's implementing something called Simpler Recycling, which is going to it's going to standardise recycling, across the different local authorities, stop that confusion, which I think puts a lot of people off. It's also going to make it much easier to have your pop bottles, your fast food, wrappers collected within city centres, supermarkets, shopping centres and that sort of thing as well. That should really improve recycling across the country.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have time for here at Ready Set Recycle with Teesside University. Thank you so much to our guests Gary and Abigail for speaking to us today, and a big thank you to the general public for voicing their opinions. Until then, I've been Dylan.
And I've been Alfie.
Bye bye for now.